Hello, Oracles. Well, what a day we had today. The markets started ugly. We kind of had a feeling with negotiations and talks of nuclear attacks going over the weekend. We had futures were looking pretty ugly to start the day, but then we proceeded to go on. Peace talks started. Biden said that, don't be afraid of nuclear war. That's not going to happen. So the market started to look at this, and we saw quite a rally. In the stocks that I trade in, I have a kind of a similar approach to Cathie Wood, where I'm looking at the future. I'm looking 5 to 10 years down the road. Those are the stocks that I'm investing in, the innovation stocks, the things that are going to be, kind of being the new world order as they're talking about taking over the next decade. So all of my stocks did amazingly well today. When we're talking about the EU having problems with natural gas and oil coming from Russia and shutting them off, you've got to look at, well, what are their options? Their options are going to be going to, solar, wind, electric power, different things of that nature. So, you're looking at Enphase, Tesla. Tesla's up 7% today, huge run. And then you look at what's going on in Russia and all the sanctions put on them, and all their entire economy is currently collapsing because of this. The ruble is worth nearly nothing right now. So everybody's taking their money and putting it into cryptocurrency. So we're seeing a run on cryptocurrency, which I own as well. I've got Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, ADA, Cardano. So running all of those are all doing very well today. So because of all this, my portfolio is up 6%. And Jen Psaki over the weekend had expressed how the White House is looking for really driving ourselves towards renewable energy. So a lot of these renewable energy plays did very well today. BEP is another one that I have that's doing quite well. So looking at what's going on for the rest of this week, tomorrow evening we have the State of the Union address. I have a feeling on this call or on this address, we are going to hear a lot about this, a lot about renewable energy. He's going to be pushing his Build Back Better plan and everything that has to do with that, which in turn is some EV credits. Lots of stuff having to do with this renewable energy move. So if you have stocks or you were looking to get into some stocks for renewable energy, that could be a solid play to get into. I've got two frames of thought that go along with this. One, we saw quite a run today, probably based off of the news that Jen Psaki had presented us with over the weekend. So thinking about that, are we going to run up into the State of the Union address and then sell the news? Or are we just going to run into it, hear him talk about it, and then run even more afterwards? That is yet to be seen, but what I'm looking at is going further down the road. I'm a long-term investor in these. So looking at 5 years down the road, even if we do have this, sell the news situation after the State of the Union, it's totally fine. I plan on riding it long-term anyway. But for other stocks that are going along this and just kind of like riding the coattails, I might take an opportunity, and if we see a spike, I'll sell out. So with that, I have a whole lot of earnings that look like they're coming up tomorrow. I got to double check the calendar. But I've got SoFi, I've got NEO, I've got BODY, I've got BNGO. So I've got quite a few earnings that are going on tomorrow to monitor. Some of these I'm looking to maybe get out of. BNGO, I do want to run long term. That is my genomics play for the long term. So I'm just going to monitor it. It's been beaten down really hard. So I can't imagine it falling any further. But if it does, it does. I'll take a look at the earnings report. If it's halfway decent, I may buy more if it dips. I really don't think it's going to, though. BODY, same thing. And for me, I'm a Beachbody coach, so I do believe in the company. They have great products and great workouts, so I have no problems holding on to that one. They're super cheap, tiny percent of my portfolio, so I'm worth riding those out. And now on Thursday, we also have Powell. He's going to be testifying, so that could lead to a little uncertainty in the market as well. So I was thinking this week we might still see some uncertainty, but today was definitely a very positive day. I'm not going to hold my breath and think that we're going to rally for the rest of the week. I'm going to be realistic, but if we do get a bit of a rally and I have an opportunity to exit some of my weaker plays, I will get out of those. I'm still looking at ups and downs over the course of the year. Despite the fact that we fell really hard and over the last week, and looking at the fact that there might not be a dip that comes in mid-March that we had been talking about, I don't want to take any chances. I still want to make sure I have some cash on hand. So many things still uncertain going on right now. I just want to be prepared for that. And so looking at the long-term global, outcome and future of what's going on, looking at the situation that's going on with Russia, Ukraine is really kind of opening up a lot of eyes over in the EU and here in the US about, our oil dependence. And so I think this is really going to push the transition over to renewable energy and EVs. We already saw it coming. It stinks that we've got things going on in Russia, Ukraine that we do, but I think that we are going to see this whole transition expedited. I think we're going to get there a lot faster than many people thought. And we're looking at people were thinking 2035 or 2040 to really start making that turn. I think we're going to see that by mid-decade, this decade. I think by 2025, we're really going to start seeing that turn. By 2030, we're going to see the majority of everybody going this way. And I think oil is going to be, kind of the smaller piece that people aren't using. And more people are going to be pushing towards solar, wind. And even by then, maybe we'll be kind of open to nuclear. We shall see. And so it does look like Russia and Ukraine are going to have a second round of peace talks. We'll see how this goes. Do not know. It's kind of strange that, they're having peace talks during a time where they're still fighting. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I think the market's rallied today on the heels of the fact that they're having these talks, and we might come out of this with minimal casualties going forward. Again, we'll see. Kind of wish we didn't have to deal with it, but we're here. We're dealing with it. So hopefully this ends soon. Maybe they can come up with something good. If they don't, though, just be prepared, because if they come out of this and say no deal and they get back to really fighting hard, we can see the markets collapsing again. And then on the crypto side of things, same thing holds true. We're kind of, while the EU is feeling and experiencing what it's like to be oil dependent, the people in Russia, the citizens there, are feeling what it's like to be dependent on rubles, which are now basically worthless. So that's where crypto is coming into play, and people are like, oh, you know what? Crypto is the safer place to be for them. We saw the same thing in other countries as well, where the monetary system was not doing well. So when you're looking at situations like that, saying, you know what? It's coming to fruition, crypto's coming around. More places are accepting it. AMC sounds like they are going to start accepting Dogecoin as well. I have a friend who works in Market America, and she said that they're going to be accepting cryptocurrency currently. I looked at it. It looks like they're accepting Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, and a few others. So taking a look at that, cryptocurrency is becoming something that is being taken as payment by other companies out there. The more this happens, the more cryptocurrency is going to become a reality. We've seen quite a bit of a pullback on cryptocurrency recently, so I dollar cost average my way in, but I started adding a little bit heavier to some Cardano, to Bitcoin, to Dogecoin, adding all of these up, because I see the future, again, 5 to 10 years down the road, this is where we are heading. Let me know in the comments below, did you load up on any of the future plays with cryptocurrency, renewable energies, any EV plays? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.